So this is the 11th month that I've been running this show out of my Calgary living room, which makes us the longest running comedy show of the COVID-19 pandemic in Calgary, Alberta. I don't know about anywhere else, but I know that for a fact it put me in Guinness. Ripley's, believe it or not. You guys, so the whole point of Speak Easy is you're free to speak easily about any topic that you might be feeling passionate about right now. Just try to make it funny. Don't just come up here and start yelling about controversial subjects with no context, like vaccine passports. Oh, man, what are those? And we're not talking about shoes. Remember that meme? Hug your grandma before she dies. Holy shnikes. Get in there and get close to her. Man, don't just come up here and talk about how, taking people's laundry out of the dryer that isn't yours is okay. Now, I have some tags for this, so listen up. I actually don't mind it when people take my laundry out of the dryer, and here's why. It happened to me the other day, and yes, I've done it before too, I'm guilty. But it happened to me the other day, and I was so angry, and I brought my laundry upstairs, and I threw it on my bed, and I was so mad. I just went off and procrastinated. I didn't even fold it right away. It was getting wrinkled by the second. And so I kept putting it off, and I was angry, and then, I'm going to bed now, and I don't want to be that person that just sleeps in their laundry like my 20-year-old self. Who am I kidding? My last week self. And so I start folding the big stuff first. You fold the pants because they're bigger, and the towels. It makes it seem like they're less faster, and you have these life hacks. And then I get to the underwear, but you don't really fold underwear. You just sort of clump it into a pile and put it in my underwear pile. And then I finally got to my socks, and I was like, this is where there's either going to be one sock left or there's going to be two that don't match, because that's what always happens when somebody takes your laundry out of the dryer and it's not theirs. So I'm folding and I'm angry and I'm folding the laundry, and then I get to the last two socks and they match. And I was like, wow, you know what? I guess I don't mind if people take my laundry out of the dryer for me. Heck, you can even steal a pair of my underpants, because there's only one of those, as long as my fucking socks match. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, this is the type of show that this is gonna be. The economy of words is way off. We're just saying everything, all the feelings and all the thoughts that come to mind, because that's the Speakeasy comedy show. That's how we roll. Man, let's talk about my dating life. Dating in my 30s, you guys. So, I'm on Tinder. I swipe, and I'm not ashamed of it. And it's helped me realize that Tinder is really just a glorified mating selection tool. Like, really, you're just trying to find the face that you wouldn't mind sharing genetics with possibly down the road, So that being said, when I look at the picture that you've chosen to be your profile, I'm negotiating with myself to have that face 2 inches from mine, breathing heavily and sweating. That's the negotiation that I'm making, okay? So keeping that in mind when you take that picture, don't take it from down here, okay? Because then it makes me think that I'm looking up at you whilst performing some other type of unspeakable act. And it is unspeakable because this is a family show, okay? Take it from up here, because it hides your double chin after all. Somebody's really liking that right now. I'm glad somebody is relating to that. It's cool. Framing is everything, Like, make sure your entire head is in the photo. I want to be able to see if you have hair. Smile in your photo. I want to make sure you have all your teeth. Somebody really likes that too. Oh, shit. Thanks, man. Yeah, let's try and give Darwin a chance. You know what I'm saying? Survival of the fittest. And it's not always about physical fitness. It's about passing on those genes, you know? Let's give it a chance. So maybe you mentioned in your profile that you're 420 friendly. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. Hey, did you celebrate 420, Ryan, this month?
No, I made a TikTok about it.
You made a TikTok about that's a celebration. Good for you, man. I hope you got 1,000, 10,000 views. Hope you got 1,000 followers for it.
I wish that too.
Me too. You too and me too, man. Yeah, 420 happened because it is April. And I saw in somebody's profile that they were 420 friendly. So I thought maybe I'll add them on Snapchat. The thing is if I add you on Snapchat, you know, we have the ability to send videos and to, you know, share voice notes and things like that. I like Snapchat for that. Because if you say something that you don't mean, it's okay. It disappears after 24 hours. I like that. There's no regrets. What I do regret, though, and what I think you should regret, is if on 420 you were taking big old bong rips and then just blowing it into your camera. Don't do that. It's not sexy. It's lame. Also, my grandmother would not approve of it. She would be like, oh my God, that is so rude. And I'd be like, I know, Grandma. She'd be like, don't date him. And I'd be like, I won't, Grandma. Because if I'm honest, I'm not really interested in your lung capacity, okay? I'm not dating you because of how huge your lungs are. You know what I'm talking about? Sounds that? Double. So, say you come over for 420 and we're gonna hang out. That's cool. We made it past the swiping, we made it past the Snapchat, now we're sitting and we're having a date. Don't let the first dump of the day you take that day be at my home. You came from your house. Why didn't you poop there? Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, have the self-awareness to know that if you put food in your mouth, then the shit comes out after. Out of your butt. Yeah. Plus, we just had dinner. Why is the first meal of your day at this time of day? Take better care of yourself. So, I don't know, man. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying not to date people. Because it's, you know what, it's not you, really, it's me. This is just who I'm attracting right now, man. So when it comes to blowing smoke in people's faces, maybe I'm blowing smoke in the face of doing my taxes. All right? And when it comes to taking a dump at a girl's house the first time meeting her, really it's because I'm taking a dump on my getting a job. So this is just who I'm. You attract what you put out. It's energy. So my mom and my sister think I'm racist. Just as a little segue here. And I think I know why. And I think it's because I said, you know, I know what it's like to feel marginalized, okay? I used to be overweight, okay? You want to talk about second-class citizen, try being 350, okay? All right. Yeah, so they didn't like that. It didn't go over well. And the worst thing that you can do when somebody accuses you of being racist is being like, I'm not racist, okay? It's my black friends. Don't ever try and defend that you're not racist. You just sound like an asshole. So I didn't do that. Instead, I tried to convey the idea that because I'm a comedian, it's my job to try and unite as many different camps of thought as possible by the stupid shit that I'm willing to say. And, but that didn't really convince my mom. So she sent me a book in the mail. She sent me a book from Amazon. Right here, I have it. It's called The Warmth of Other Suns, The Epic Story of America's Great Migration. And I don't actually think that this book is meant for reading. I actually think it's just meant for bludgeoning myself to death, you know, because it's brick shaped and also it makes that sound when you hit it. So, but I am reading it. I started reading it, and I was having a hard time relating to Black people. I was feeling that, I've never been pushed out of my home because of the color of my skin. I've never been denied a job because of the color of my skin. And I may have been treated badly because of how I looked, but never because of the color of my skin. That's just not that. I've never experienced that. So I don't know what it feels like to to be marginalized in that way. I really don't. So I was having a hard time relating to this book until I got to page 10. So it only took 10 pages to start getting to the crux of how we can relate here. And it started to get me to think about, what's been going on in Canada with the lockdowns and the shutdowns and all the rules and COVID-19, the pandemic and all that. And in the book, page 9, it says, the Great Migration would become a turning point in history. It would transform urban America and recast the social and political order of every city it touched. It would force the South to search its soul and finally to lay aside a feudal caste system. It grew out of the unmet promises made after the Civil War, and through the sheer weight of it, helped push the country towards the civil rights revolutions of the 1960s. It goes on page 10. The Great Migration would not end until the 1970s, when the South began finally to change. The whites-only signs came down, the all-white schools opened up, and everyone could vote. By then, nearly half of all Black Americans, some 47%, would be living outside the South, compared to 10% when the migration began. Oftentimes, just to go away, wrote John Dollard, a Yale scholar studying the South in the 30s. Just to go away is one of the most aggressive things that another person can do. And if the means of expressing discontent are limited, as in this case, it is one of the few ways in which pressure can be put. Just to go away. So, I guess, and I'm probably going to be called racist again for making this correlation, but that's okay. When it comes to the pandemic, take down the signs, open the schools, open the gym, because I don't want to get fat again. Okay, you guys, so, that's the type of show that you're gonna get with Speakeasy. You're not always gonna like what you hear at Speakeasy, but the point is that you're free to say whatever you want to say. Just try your best to make it funny. I'm gonna bring up your first comedian of the night. I'm so blessed to have her here. I am nervous and amazed, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. A round of applause for Macy Taylor. Woo! Macy!
Thank you so much. It is good to be back. I too am nervous, but then again, I always am, so that's not much of a difference compared to now. So just a quick survey here. Does anybody like going to the registry as much as I do?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, right? Okay. Filling out those forms, doesn't it feel good? See, my favorite thing about the forms is being able to check off that I'm divorced, just because it makes other people upset. I check off that box, and the person behind the counter usually, does a double take and looks at me and goes, oh man, I'm so sorry. And, it's so uncomfortable for everybody. It just makes a little smirk creep up on my face, though, because, I'm not fucking sorry that I got divorced. That wasn't an accident. And by the way, I wasn't, pretend married, we've been together for so long. We're common law married. We do our taxes together. No, I was bona fide married. The real fucking deal. So being able to say that I just, fucked off, it's a brilliant feeling, I gotta say. So about getting married, don't do it if you're like really young. Like if you're 22, that's a fucking horrible idea. Which is the age that I was when I got married. It was a massive mistake. However, I feel kind of cool now being almost 29, because being married and divorced before I'm 30 does make me feel very fancy. But yeah, I was a real fool doing that. Like, being that young, like, you don't even know who you are, you don't know where you're going yet, and most importantly, you don't even know if you have herpes. And and the kicker in this joke is that I didn't even fucking get herpes until I was divorced. So what the fuck how do you like me now, life?
What?
I know, right?
The fuck, man.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be out here just fucking not giving a shit about anything.
Fuck.
Boom! Life threw me a fucking curveball.
Got a herpes kick.
Now I've gotta have. Now, no matter how lighthearted my dates are, I've always got to have this real serious conversation with everybody. Like, usually on the first date, I'll be like, hey, like, I gotta fucking tell you some shit. So, but if it, like, you know what? It doesn't suck as badly as you think. And you know what? I'm starting a new pandemic in 2021. I'm single again. Fuck yeah. No vaccination for what I got, baby.
I'll scissor you anytime.
Fuck yeah. Get up here.
Okay.
We're on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
When's a better time?
They gotta donate to my OnlyFans
Well,
if they want to
okay.
see that.
Tara's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Go to, where's the hyperlink?
It's called Persuasia. Look me up.
Go to Persuasia. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Check it out. So speaking about diseases, particularly communicable ones, this COVID thing, I don't like that people are like getting sick and dying, whatever, but I really enjoy the way that society is functioning right now. It's actually my favorite time that I've ever been alive. And it's mostly just because men are just as afraid as women to go out of their houses. Like, seeing how scared men get makes me feel very sexy. Like, I see them at the grocery store. There's a little twinkle in my eye. And I just see the fucking terror in their eyes. They're just always backing away from you. Everywhere they go, they carry a little pocket-sized hand sanitizer for their protection. Idiots.
Stupid, really.
I know. Isn't it funny watching them squirm? All of them. They like, you can't make eye contact with them, can't get too close.
Too close.
Oh God, heaven forbid their cashier doesn't fucking wipe down their register. They will be livid. And thank God for COVID. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
For the fact that men are so uncomfortable. Like, welcome to my hell. Welcome to my daily living life. Just the fun facts from me tonight, you know, that... the upbeat happiness I'm sure that you've all very much missed from me.
Yes. Silver lining.
Asking, like, all I ask from this whole COVID thing, mostly, and the thing that I enjoy a lot, is that, like, people don't even want to look at each other right now. Like, don't fucking look at me. Like, I will get enraged by the way that people treat me sometimes when I'm out in public, especially if I'm, like, just, I don't know, like, whole, raw, natural face out, no makeup or anything. Like, there is definitely a double standard in the way that men and women get treated based on how they dress and look. Like, if you're a man, you go in public, you could have, like, matted hair, mustard on your pants, and if you're wearing a button-down shirt, people are like, God, look at that maverick renegade. He is so sophisticated, oh my God, he probably has so much fucking money. It's like, that guy's fucking homeless.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you talking about? He just is wearing a button-down shirt. I cannot count the amount of times that I've been out and I haven't been wearing makeup, and I'll do something like go see a friend or go to work, and someone will condescendingly come cuddle up to me and go, "Oh, are you feeling sick today, sweetie? Do you not feel good?" Like, no, motherfuckers. I got 8 hours of sleep and I took a multivitamin. Like, that's just my face. Why is that so upsetting? Like, that's just my face. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. So I'm happy that you can't see half my face right now. And the only part that you can see is probably saying, "Fuck you." Like,
Nice one.
thank you. So here, I'm just gonna put this down. This is very awkward. I feel like I'm about to fly away out of the screen here.
You look like you're reading from the Bible.
The Dark Bible.
Yeah. Death book. Death note.
My fave, thank you. Some bedtime stories. So I work at a homeless shelter, and like, I don't know what to tell you. It's exactly what you think it is. People are real fuckhead shitwicks. Yeah, I said it. Like, there's people eating out of the trash, getting in fistfights, fucking screaming about sandwiches at 3 a.m, and that is just my coworkers. Like, the homeless people are so much more civilized than some of the people I work with. Today, before I came here, I was sitting down with a couple of my coworkers, and I told them I was coming to this thing, and they said, "Oh, like, you should, like, do some jokes for us, warm up, come on, let's hear it." And they're so supportive and they love me, so, like, I figured I would oblige them, but I did warn them my stuff can be kind of dark. And the thing I've really got to say I don't like about working at a place where people are so considerate and kind is that sometimes my jokes just don't resonate with them. Like, I told them my jokes, and by the end of it, we were having a serious discussion about my mental health.
Can't relate.
It was not fun, not sexy. And just for context too, like, I wasn't just talking to my any old coworker, like, I was talking to my boss. Like, I looked my boss in the face and said, "I have herpes." And it made him so uncomfortable. And he is just so polite and so nice and just didn't even know what to do with himself. He just went, "Oh, like, so, like, type 1, that's, like, what you got on your face, right?"
What?
It was he was trying to be, like, supportive. He didn't know if he could laugh or not. And I was just like, "You idiots. Like, I'm a stand-up comedian. Please laugh at me. Come on. You're making this really awkward, boss, by not laughing at my herpes." So I feel like I should kind of give a little context into what I said to him that made him have to have a serious conversation about my well-being and what I was going to do tonight after this comedy show. I wrote this joke a while ago, and I'm glad that I get to debut it today. So that I don't have to actually look any of you in the face, except these two. So, it's cool. So, I feel like I was prepared for COVID-19 like a long, long time ago. 2019 was, on record, the fucking worst year of my life. I've been through way worse things in my life than some of the shit I had happen to me in 2019, but it was, like, dog shit bad. Like, I got herpes and cancerous HPV, and then in 1 week, all of this bullshit happened to me. I had to have surgery to try to take care of my, like, cervical cancer, and then 2 days later, I was on the way to work and got fucking smoked by a car. I was okay, and I got to work on time to get fucking fired the second that I walked in the door.
Dude, that's so rough.
And I left, and when I got home, I tried to kill myself, and the beam broke. And let me fucking tell you, if there's one thing that will make you want to kill yourself, it's a failed suicide attempt.
Oh my god.
And that's all I got for you guys tonight.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking good job, man.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
I was not expecting it to go that way.
Wow. Yeah. Macy Taylor, everyone. Round of applause. Give it up for her, man.
Yeah.
Fearless. Some fearless. We got ha 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 ha. Make it happen. Send it, Oh my God, you guys are so supportive and funny. That's so awesome. And Macy, thank you so much. Oh my God, that was such a fucking good story. Herpes, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I beat it. For sure. That's how it works, right? Yeah, I don't know. I just, I don't get sick, And I think it's because I pick my nose and eat it. I do. It's good for you. It's good for your immune system. It gives you antibodies. I like the flavor, okay? I do. I like how it tastes, all right? It was made in the factory of Tara. Tarah. And, yeah, and I think, that's why I don't get sick. That's why I never got the COVID-19, and, that's why, I beat the herpes. I mean, well, I don't know. I've never had any symptoms, you guys, but there's got to be a reason why every guy I date never wants to talk to me anymore. So, jury is still out on that. You doing anything later, Mace? Okay, so we're just flying by the seat of our pants here, my friends. Yeah, I guess, what did I want to say about, the homeless shelter? I guess I'll tell you guys this. This is kind of a little bit of a serious note here. Not that I really need to worry since we just talked about a failed suicide attempt. You know what? I'm glad that it failed, okay?
Me too.
Me too.
Hashtag me too.
You're such a flirt, Macy. God damn it. Yeah, so glad that failed because you're such a light in this world and in this room and in my life. So fucking A, man. It wasn't meant to be. And I really believe in that. You're not supposed to force things. You just got to let it happen. But a couple of things were happening.
Not your suicide.
Yeah. Well, she was trying to let that happen, and it just wouldn't. So
don't try to force that. Don't let that out.
So Ryan Butterfield, everyone, he's gonna be your headlining comic tonight, but we still got about half an hour left in the show, so I'm gonna try and fill it up with a little bit of something a little bit lighter here. But on a more serious note, I had a couple weird things happen lately. I had to withdraw from my fitness competition. I was actually supposed to be in a bikini competition at the end of May. I know, right? Woo! And then this, and then this, and then this. And that's how you do it. And I had to withdraw because some weird shit was going down. There were some sexual assaults that happened. There were some rumors about it on Instagram in Calgary, in the Calgary area. And then one night I got followed home by a pickup truck, and I had to end up calling the cops on the guy because somebody follows me home. I walk up to their door and I'm like, knock, knock. Hey, you followed me? And I don't advise that. Never engage. So that happened. I had to call the cops on that guy. And then I was out for a run the other day, and this other guy starts following me on my run. And he's so close to me, man. Like, when you feel someone's behind you, yeah. I look, and he's like right there. He's like this, right here. And I'm just like, hey, man, fucking pass me. All right? Put your blinker on. Fucking go. There's all this sidewalk. I just got super Canadian there. Fucking go, bud. And, so he turns down another road, and I'm like, that was fucking weird. He was within groping distance for sure, and I got that wagon on me, I get it, but come on. So I'm running, And I go about like maybe 500 more meters, Canadian, and I feel him behind me again, and I look, and sure enough, he's fucking there again. So I stop, and I turn around, I put my hands on my hips, and I'm like, my grandmother would not approve of you following me. So I'm like, I'm walking up all like lumbering over, and he just like, well, he crosses over to the other side, he waves, he knows he's caught, he's like, all right, I'll leave you alone, this sort of thing. I'm like, what the fuck? So it started to become clear to me that trying to get my cardio in outside, running when you're on a depleted amount of calories, you're trying to diet, you're trying to get your cardio in, it started to become unsafe. And I finally decided to withdraw from the competition when I was coming off the C train the other day. I was by Alpha House, and I walk up, and there's 3 guys standing over 2 really homeless looking people on the ground, and one of the 3 guys fucking boots one of the homeless people in the face.
Ugh.
And I'm like, oh no, like you can't be doing violence on each other. So I call the cops right away. I'm like, fuck me, man. Call the cops. First thing Buddy asks me on the dispatch line is, what race is he? And I'm like, well,
He's people.
he's got like a black ponytail, and he's probably like 6'3". He's wearing black boots and brown pants and a black sweater. And he's actually taken off his shirt by this point because he's trying to assert dominance. You can see that I'm calling the police on him. And I notice he's got a tattoo on the right side of his chest. And that's a really good description of him. So maybe you could just base it off of that. And the person is like, yeah, but like what race is he? And I'm like, well, you know, he's seen my face. I can see his face. He knows what I look like. I live around here. I don't really want to I don't want to be that guy. Okay? And now he's yelling at me like, fuck you, white lady. You know, you guess. Okay? So the third time, the dispatch guy is just like, well, I can't believe that you're not going to tell us what race he is. That you're not going to give a full description of the perpetrator. And at that point, I actually said, you know what, I've given a full description. You guys should send some people over to this address. I gotta go. And I hung up. Okay? And I felt justified. I felt right in that moment. All those conversations my mom and my sister had with me about, you're racist, Tara. I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I didn't say what race that guy was. All this white guilt that I have in my heart. That I'm a piece of shit. So the cops call me back because, you know, they have that now. They got me on fucking speed dial after how many times I've been calling them. And they call back and they say, listen, man, like we really, you know, the bottom line is we got to find this guy. And I said, okay, yes. He was Native. She was white. He kicked her. He kicked her. It was a woman. He kicked this woman in the face, you know. And the whole point of this story that I'm telling you is it doesn't matter what race you are. You can't be doing violence on each other because doing violence is a quality. It's poor. It means you got poor merit. It means you got poor character. And people who don't have good character and would want to do violence on others, yeah, you know what? They deserve to go to jail. So, very long-windedly, I'm not racist, okay? Well, holy shit, I'm confused, and I'm just figuring it out, because that's Speakeasy. Speakeasy, this is my show. This is why I do the show, because I need you guys, and I need you guys, and I need to talk about it. And you know what? Since it's 8:37, we're going to bring your headlining comic up to the stage. He's a headliner. He's very important. His name is Ryan Butterfield, and he's here to entertain you. Give him a round of applause. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was great sets by both Tara and Macy. You know, both single with the herp and ready to mingle. Oh man. You guys are talking about dating a lot. I DM'd this girl. We matched and I DM'd her and she's just like, you don't have a dad bod, do you? And I'm just like, well, what kind of bod do you like? And she's just like, I like a guy whose body looks like a god. And I'm just like, and I texted her back, and I'm just like, you know that scene in the Avengers where like Thor is depressed? It's kind of like that. Like there's potential, but you know, there's like a lot of issues to work through. Happy draft, NFL draft day. That's why I'm wearing my Raiders hat. We drafted somebody good for once. A guy. For years, we've always drafted people whose names you can't pronounce, but they run fast, and that's why we sucked for so long. And then we drafted a guy named Leatherwood, so it's kind of like good, but like he's actually really good. So I'm happy about it. I'm the only guy here, so I got to like man it up a little bit.
Yeah, man it up, please. Man it up for the men.
Man it up for the men all around here. Yo, this is awesome. Thank you.
That's all you want.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys were talking about like people who put like stuff on their bios and stuff like that. I saw this one where this girl's just like anti-fascist and anti-racist on their bio, which that's fine if you want to be like that. But like I don't got a problem with that. That's great morals. But like I feel like everybody's kind of that in a way, right? Like I kind of like that stuff you learn young. Like my mom, she was just like, when I was like 5 or 6, she's just like, sometimes people are different, but that's okay. You got to be their friend. And then my dad taught me about fascism when he picked me up from school, and I asked him, how his day went, and then he complained about the government. And we lived only like 10 minutes away, and then like it turned into like an hour-long rant. So which like it was meant like he took the long way home to tell me about anti-fascism. He's like, you can't trust the government; they don't know what they're doing. And I'm glad summer's here. I got seasonal allergies, which was a relief because of COVID. Like other things can kill me. I was excited about that for a few seconds. People spend a lot of money on their dogs, which I don't judge people. That's if you want to do that, that's your money. But like I never came from a family that did that with their pets. Like I have a dog right now, and I love him, and when he dies, I'm gonna be so sad. But my neighbor's just like, have you ever taken him to the vet? I'm just like, he's not coming out if he's going to the vet. I cannot afford to take care of them. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna pet him, but he's gone. And that's really messed up. If you're judging me on Instagram, you judge everybody on Instagram pretty much. I saw this one. This is the greatest reality show ever. It's called Below Deck. Just imagine everything that's like trashy about reality TV, but like you put it on a boat. And it's so amazing. I love it so much. It's just like, I don't know how they found a way to be miserable on a boat, on a yacht. Like I don't know, every yacht photo on Instagram or anything else is like everybody's having fun, but like these people found a way to be miserable on a boat.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Below Deck?
Yeah. It follows the life of like the cooks too. And
the people. I guess like they would be the most miserable on the boat, but
it's like a restaurant on the fucking water.
The best thing about that show was like when the CEO of Tap Out went on their boat they call it a charter, which is just like a couple days at sea. The CEO of Tap Out went on there. If you don't know who the CEO of Tap Out is, picture the CEO of Tap Out. You are correct. It's exactly how you picture that guy. But the funniest part about that episode though is like, usually because it's like always rich people, and they leave a huge tip at the end, and it's like in a white envelope. but like he hands over like a bundle of like hundreds wrapped in a rubber band. That's what I want to do. That's like, if I ever get to make that type of money, that's what I want to do. I want to like do everything that guy did, the CEO of Tap Out did. You know, I want to get like a beach party. I want to get all these fancy like steaks and like lobsters, and then I want to tip the crew at the end of the day, like I'm handing over a drug debt.
Yeah. In a briefcase.
In a briefcase. It was so hilarious. Like it was like a stack of hundreds like this thick, and they just rolling and had like 2 rubber bands on it. He just handed it to the captain. He's like, yeah, thanks, G. It was the best, that show. I remember like one of the worst bombs I ever had. It was everybody was doing like their Just for Laughs sets, and I tried to do like a joke. It was like my 4th time on stage, and like I tried to do a joke about how like your personality should match your tattoos. Like, it's very hacky, and it's just like, I forget. Like I think one of them was just like, yeah, like if you're an alcoholic, it should say you have a tattoo that says highly flammable or something like that. Like it was just really bad, and then like I just bombed like crazy because everybody was just doing their best stuff, and then I go back home, like my neighbors are having a fire, and you know I'm joking around, it's starting to feel better, and then you know I'm making them laugh, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go back next week. It's not a big deal. Everybody bombs, and then like a guy, as like I'm leaving, some guy is just like, hey man, keep it up with the comedy. Like the world needs another Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, fuck.
Which like that shattered my confidence so like I didn't do stand up for 2 months because of that. Yeah, it's no dissing to Larry the Cable Guy. If like I ever met him, I'd be like, oh, you're amazing. Can you take me on tour? Yeah, I would just totally sell out. But like that's just, but that's just not who I wanted to be. You know, at that time, like you just. It's always awkward when like somebody is just like you look up to all these comedians and you want to be like them, and then like somebody's just like, you know who you remind me of? Somebody like you either never hear of or somebody you hate. And they're just like, oh, I don't know. Every comedian kind of copies a certain comedian. I'm doing the Bill Burr like lean on the stand, like I don't give a shit thing right now.
I was actually gonna say, if you take off your shirt, you'd be like Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer, yeah. Oh, fuck you.
Not his hair. Not his hair, not his alcoholic.
Yeah.
Bill Burr for sure.
Bill Burr, yeah. I had one guy, he was just I forget what his name was. He was like kind of starting out like with me. I don't think he kept up with it, but like he's just like, yeah, I was a huge Bill Burr fan. He was a huge Bill Burr fan, and like he was trying to do all these jokes, but like he's such a Bill Burr fan, like he was putting on a fake Boston accent a little bit.
God damn it, who was it?
I don't remember his name. I don't think he kept up with it, but like yeah, he was just like, you could tell he was just doing like a Bill Burr impression, and he was doing like a slight, like it was very slight, but you could tell he was doing like a slight Boston accent. Boston accent is the worst accent possible. You know? It really is. Like it's just a garbage accent. It's got like the greatest schools in the world, but like everybody there sounds like they just like got kicked in the mouth. These sexy accents. I think it goes like Chicago, Boston, and then like New Orleans,
Creole.
Cajuns.
Cajuns, yeah.
Cajuns, fake French people, as I like to call them. Cajuns in Quebec are not real French. Let's just be honest about it.
Oh my God.
They're not. I'm in Alberta. I can say that. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Not vote for the people we like? They already do that. Yeah. Oh no. I'm trying to buy a house. Well, I'm trying to buy a townhouse because I have no money.
That that sounds even better. It's a whole town.
Townhouse, yeah. It does sound fancy. Townhouses are so trashy, but they do sound fancy for some reason.
It's like a town car.
Yeah, a town car.
Yeah, it's like a limousine.
Town. Yeah, I don't know. Like the person I was talking to, like I guess my banker or whatever, the person I was trying to talk to get like a house, like they're just like, yeah, you need to build up your credit, so you should get a credit card and try to build that up. And then so like, well, how do you do that? It's like, well, you buy stuff you can't afford and then and then pay it off. So it's like I have to get like kind of poor to get something that I need to survive. It's very unfair. There's like a lot of requirements to do that. You need like $20,000 saved up, and then you need like, proof of income, proof of salary, proof of job, ID. You need all that. Nobody did that for when I decided to get a history degree, by the way. Nobody checked that shit. No, he was just like, are you sure about that? He's just like, let's have some proof of your intelligence here.
Oh my god.
No, I'm doing it like a stand-up on Instagram. Things have not worked out. I'm very...
Oh my god.
And then...
That's fucking good, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I could... I'm trying to sell a longboard. I'm trying to sell a longboard online, but it's not mine. It's my brother's. I just haven't told him yet. My brother's getting married. I don't give a shit at all. Like, I feel like marriage for most people is just like when people say you're getting married. That's mostly for like women are very excited for that usually. I think men are not as excited, And like we're not even like doing a bachelor party, partly because like nothing's open, but two, like I come from a very religious family. Like it's gonna be like Bible trivia or some shit like that. So I don't know. Yeah, but I just don't know. They're like, aren't you excited your brother's getting married? I'm like, I get, no. Not really. I mean, I'm happy for him, but it's just like, it's just whatever. Like, it's just,
Do you know her?
Yeah, I know her. She's very nice. Like, but it's just.
Buds?
Yeah.
Do you fuck her?
No, I do not. But I'm totally uninterested in the process.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I could care less about any of this. Does that make me horrible? I don't think it does.
No.
There's people waving. These are long sets, Tara. No, they aren't. Not really. Not really. I mean, it feels long because there's not an audience here. But
if this was the yucks, oh man, we'd be killing her.
Yeah, if this was yucks, we'd be just insane.
Yeah. It's better than that.
Yeah. Did you lose your round too? Like when you did the yucks competition?
Yeah.
Did you make yours too?
Well, I didn't win, but
yeah.
But I did it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't win either.
Well, are you the roast or the competition?
The competition.
Yeah, no, I didn't win either. So.
You didn't win either.
They don't like me there.
Yeah, that one was tough. The competition. I didn't know you were supposed to just stack the room with your friends. I would have totally done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because like.
You get people to vote for you.
Yeah, you get people to vote for you, which I'm not bitter about it because it's whatever. It's just you get to be on the stage, but like I didn't know the rules, and I knew the rules. I would have tried to try to win.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I want to talk about. Yeah, no. Did I do that or do it? What else?
Got a job.
Oh yeah, I got a job. I did landscaping. Somehow working in the summer is even worse than working in the winter. I don't know how. Because I work outdoors because I'm successful. That's the true mark of success. I feel like if you're just pale all the time, I'm just like, oh, he works indoors and has like makes $100K. I think I'm garbage a little bit, you know what I mean? Because like, I'm just like, I remember the conversation, just like, what would you do if you had the money to buy like your dream car? And then like I chose a Ford Mustang, and everybody else was like Ferrari or Lamborghini. I'm just like, no, the Mustang. Yeah, I want a Ford. I want something that breaks down every 5 hours. But like, it's just like, but you wouldn't want a Lamborghini. Have you seen Lamborghini? It's like Spanish for bull. But like it's Ford is Mustang is American for horse power. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's garbage to keep. You know, like a fridge in your garage, obviously. Like you're garbage if you do that, but like you're just trash if you do that, right? Yeah. We all agree on that.
Oh, sure.
What if like my family didn't drink? What if we put like homemade kombucha in it? Is that less trash or is that more trash somehow?
Then you're just like a fucking
Yeah.
You're just
granola.
you're granola trash. You're granola
It's
trash.
more trash because you actually love each other.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's true. That's more trash. Because that's supposed to be like an escape from like your problems and in the fridge and the beer. But now it's just like, oh, you know, you're trying to be healthy and better yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Like, brings you together, fucking
Brings you-
celebrating Christmas. Go to hell.
You know what's my family became.
I love this. Speaking soon.
The best Christmas ever was when my brother he got a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Because my mom was like, she got him like a male doll, and she wrapped it separately, and she's like, oh no, we're gonna play together, but he got him a Barbie, and then he started crying. He's just like, I'm not, what is this? I'm not a girl, because he was like 5 or whatever, and then she just like ripped open everybody's presents looking for that other doll. Like, no, we're gonna play together. It's a guy doll and a girl doll. We were just gonna have fun.
Oh,
and then
okay.
he just started crying. Best Christmas ever.
Sounds like it.
It was.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. How were your guys' Christmases? Like, it was fun, but like, there's always like a time where somebody yelled or cried. I felt somebody was always yelling or crying. Like it wasn't like long, it wasn't like abusive, but it did happen. Like it just like for whatever reason the stress got to people.
Oh yeah.
Somebody get too drunk.
Somebody get too drunk.
My mom would get real stern looking in all the photos.
Yeah.
Or just like uncomfortably sitting in silence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the uncomfortable sitting at the table quietly. No.
Oh really?
No.
Ugh.
And
Yeah.
then my grandfather would pipe up and say something real racist or
Yeah.
sexist or incestual.
Yeah, my grandma did that.
Yeah.
She said that about Italians.
Oh boy.
Yeah. How do you hate different types of white people?
You don't.
That is like serious racism when you hate different types of white people.
Yeah.
Like you're just like throwing it back to the 40s.
Totally.
Yeah.
You don't have enough hobbies.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, she still hates all the right people. No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just joking. But yeah, I don't know. It was. On my dad's side though, everybody's like such like ball busters about everything. Like my grandpa, like he passed away. He passed away from stroke, but he had like a bunch of cancer before that as well, which ironic. But is it that ironic? Tragic. No, I meant tragic. But I mean, we were just like everybody was just joking at the funeral about everything because like they were taking his ashes to like the mausoleum or whatever, and then they're just like, I thought ashes were supposed to go on the mantle or something. So and then somebody's just like, yeah, so like, do we get to take home samples or like what's going on with that?
Is this hot chocolate?
Yeah, just like you don't get no free samples, and then I remember when he got testicle cancer and they had to chop one of his nuts off.
Oh.
And then, but like my uncles are such douchebags. They're just like, so like, you know, you're in the choir. Does that mean like they're gonna change your part to soprano or? Like, they're just dicks about it. Like the guy just lost one of his nuts and they're just like making jokes.
Actual ball busting.
Actual ball busting, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We were all like that. Everybody just messed around. You know, it was just like. He worked. My grandpa, like, he used to work for the Hudson Bay, like when. Like in like modern times, like not like in the 1800s when that made sense, but like like in the recent century. He worked in the Hudson Bay, being a fur trapper. I'm not making that up. Like that's for real. And then he worked for the Métis, and that's how he met my grandma. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. The details are pretty sketchy on that. My grandma, like. I don't look it, but like I'm very like I come from like a Métis family on my grandma's side, but my grandma like she would go to bingo and she'd be like, oh, you know, she would say all this stuff about natives winning all the time. She's like, you know, natives, stupid natives, they always win all the time. I'm like, have you looked in the mirror lately? You're the most native person I know. She's just in denial about it, which I thought was pretty funny. What else do I want to do? So Hyperfocus is laughing. Holidays are all about dysfunction. Yeah, no, I agree. They are. It wasn't like alcohol, like dysfunction. It was more like middle class passive aggressive dysfunction. You know? I don't know. Lower middle class has got to suck. I think lower middle class sucks a lot. Like, obviously, being poor sucks, but lower middle class is like, it's like because you're so close to meeting your potential to being like mediocre middle class, but instead you're like on the poor end of the middle class, so you're right on the edge.
Just in that tax bracket.
Just in the tax bracket, yeah. All right, well, I got nothing else because I can't play the guitar or you know, really improv that much. I can, but you know, I don't really want to anymore. So, hey, you guys have been a great audience, all two of you in here, and everybody on Instagram laughing out loud. I like to laugh. I hope so, because nobody else does anymore these days. I don't know what that's about. That got really depressing. Well, I had to. We had a lot of darkness. I thought we were going with the theme tonight.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Thanks, Ryan. That's awesome, dude. Oh my goodness, you guys. Ryan Butterfield, our high-paid, high-priced headliner, just strolls up in here.
I got paid $1,000.
He got paid 1,000 bitcoins to be here.
One stimulus check.
Yeah, one stimulus check. He's gonna pay for all 3 of our fines. Yeah, man, that's so funny. You were talking about briefcases of money. Briefcases are coming back. I feel like I saw one at the thrift store for $4, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's bring it back." DVD players were $8. Don't you feel a little silly now? Eh? Oh man, I just got this fucking sick DVD player for $700, you fucking asshole. $8. It was Blu-ray too, so fuck you. Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining the live. We still got 6 people tuning in. Let's see, we got Derek G. Wilder. He is one of my lovely neighbors in the building. We got
He just came over.
Dude, the door's unlocked, man. I know I'm on the 10th floor, but like you're on 12. It's all good. 11? I forget. Jess Lambert, what's up, our buddy?
Yeah, Jess.
Miss you, pro. Alex Crosser, attaboy. Dan Rudell joined. Kevin, Chantra Yoga. Chantra. Give me some of that knees over toes, you know. Hyper Focus. No Champagne Poppy. Fucking Marito is watching tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the support. Can't wait for you to come back and do a show. Chris Pomey. Victoria Way, my old neighbor, Ainsley McPhail, Tanya from my church, Nor was watching. Nor is fucking famous now. He's just like he's on the news. There's like a whole reel of like COVID-19 deaths are going on and everyone's gonna die. And he's just like, cell phones. So my little brother, Adam, he's my big brother. He's taller than me now. Camille, thanks for watching, buddy. Hyperfocus, Ryan Campbell, Alex, No Champagne Poppy. Yeah. My old roommate, Spike, Apple Caramel Pie, Joe Dresser. Joe fucking requests to be in the live. Joe, it's not about you. Yeah, Handcuff Comedy. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting live stand-up comedy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for viewing the live. This is the most important thing, you guys. This is what we got to keep doing. Stand-up comedy, free speech, saying all the bad things, making people laugh at the bad things, even if they're upsetting. It's the most important thing because we have to remember to laugh, you know? Thank you so much for supporting live comedy. If you want to support this show and you want to allow me to pay the comedians who gave their time today and maybe from last month as well and maybe the month before that, I do have a GoFundMe. The link for it is in the bio of my profile, so just link on it. It's GoFundMe, whatever. It's called Pay the Comedian, so that I can pay these guys, $20 for coming here. Thank you so much for joining the show, and tune in next month. Tune in next week. I'm going to have the podcast going on Thursday night, and my guest is going to be Mr. Joel Timms? Joel Timms. Why the fuck did I forget the name? Joel Timms! He couldn't be here tonight because he had a date with his wife, because he's a good guy. Thanks so much for joining, you guys, and keep supporting live comedy. Peace out.